now we have
Okay.
reports of Bill Belichick's reasoning for taking the North Carolina job.
Yeah. And we got contract details and all that.
Oh, yeah.
This is public, and it's the first time we've actually known what Bill makes.
Yeah. 10 million or something? Is that what they said?
Yeah, 10 million, 5 years.
They gave him 5 years.
Yeah, they gave him 5 years, but the last two aren't guaranteed, and there's an out basically after 1 year where Bill, the buyout basically goes down to nothing.
10 million a year.
10 million a year.
5 years, 50 million.
Yes, but only 30 million is guaranteed, and like I said, there's an out that Bill could potentially bolt after a year if he wanted to, and then we got details of their NIL, and we got details of the revenue sharing and all that stuff. A lot came out today.
Okay. Well, among the reporting is that Bill Belichick was fed up with the NFL.
Yeah.
See, because yesterday I was saying I can't. I have to think he wants to get in the NFL and nobody will, or return to the NFL and nobody will give him a job.
Yes.
Like I cannot be convinced.
I still tend to agree with that.
That the NFL is not his main priority, but college was there, and since there was no jobs in the NFL, and he's kind of old, and he's like, fine, I'll go to college. That's what I thought. But now they're saying that he didn't like what the NFL has become. Owners would not buy into what he wanted to do, and he was tired of the NFL stupidness. And so he views college as more transactional and less relational, and he also doesn't have an owner to answer to.
But again, that's just spin for no one will give me what I want. Therefore, I'm going to go somewhere else. That still comes down to no one will hire you.
Or I think that's right. I mean, it's clear that nobody in the NFL wanted to hire him.
No.
That we know. Maybe a coordinator job or here or there, but he doesn't. I mean, he's Bill Belichick.
He's not taking a coordinator
He's not taking
job.
a coordinator job.
Stop.
So I just feel like he's saying, I want it completely my way.
Yes.
And that's the way I wanted it in the NFL, and it sucked having to deal with Robert Kraft, and it sucks having to deal with these owners when I sit down and interview for jobs that they aren't going to give me carte blanche, and he in North Carolina is.
Sounds like it, but the
I
problem
think that's
is
what he wants.
that it kind of went south at the end when he was having carte blanche in the NFL, which is why
totally.
The Bill is the greatest coach of all time. But make no mistake about it, you can't change your spots or your stripes. And, he was trying to do this whole, no, I'm going to be more collaborative. Bill's never been collaborative, which is why he didn't work out, the first time around. But obviously he went on the greatest run in NFL history. But make no mistake about it, he wasn't going to be able to be a collaborative force. So now at North Carolina, I'm interested to see this. Because, yes, you can say that all of this is your way or the highway, but you have a very short time to turn this around, and you still have to deal with, it may be transactional, but you are not going to outspend the Ohio States of the world. You can be on par with them, but you're not just going to go out and buy all your players. You still have to get buy-in. I have listened to from Julian Edelman to Tom Brady, Teddy Bruschi, Richard Seymour. Have you seen all his ex-players when people ask those players if what's it going to be like for Bill and will he succeed in college? Every one of them says no, because Bill notoriously hates rookies and is an ass. And if you are rough on NFL rookies and you don't treat them well, they can't go anywhere. They're under contract. When you treat college players like that, they just leave and go somewhere else. So this whole thing, it may work out, and Bill is a genius, but there is zero chance in my mind that this is what Bill wants. There is zero chance that this was his first choice, but this is the only opportunity he has to try to end his career on a high note, because I think the way it was left in New England, I think really bothers him. It's going to bother him that he's not going to get Shula's record, but he's not going to have a chance at that. And so he's going to go make one last stab at this to try to go out as a conquering hero. Oh, and by the way, he's going to be 73 at the start of next season. He probably has 3 years to do this. So I think it's the most interesting story, but this is classic spin. When you can't get a job and so you're like, well, I was tired of the NFL. I'm also tired. I don't know if you know, but I'm tired of the Hollywood game as well. So I am not going to make movies. I'm going to stay in Portland and do radio because they just,
I get it. I feel you, dude.
I don't like it. And, the Diddy thing, and it's a bunch of sleaze and pedal. I just, what? I'm not doing it. I'm not. I'm just going to stay where I'm at. It becomes the most interesting story in college football, though, hands down.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of buy into it a little bit. I see what they're trying to do here, and I don't I don't mind it.
No.
I don't hate it. If I'm a fan there, I'm like, okay.
Well,
It's interesting.
I would hate it if this was Oregon. I would scream from the mountaintops, "What the F are you doing?" Ohio State, Texas, LSU,
Well,
North
sure.
Carolina.
Yeah. But I
What do you
come at
gotta
it.
lose?
I come at it from a fan of a program like Kansas. Where
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
dude, just got to try something different.
Well, and I read an article yesterday that went through the history of North Carolina. Dude, that thing has just been, that is the definition of meh for its entire existence. And it constantly gets told that it's a sleeping giant, but they don't have buy-in, they don't have commitment. And looking through the contract and what they're going to do, I'll give them this. Bill got the powers that be at North Carolina to pony up. He got them to get on par with some of the big boys and at least be competitive. And now it comes down to, can Bill relate and get 18, 19, 20-year-old kids to come and stay? And he's got a very, very short time to do it. And in this world of college football, you don't need years. You really don't. We've seen teams get turned around in 1 year, and Bill at 73 next year, I don't know how much time you want to give him, but I think you probably got to see results pretty quick.